guys are turning those down, which is great. Now, the background light doesn't have its modeling lamp on at the moment, so we're just going to pop that on. Now, I'm using a standard dish. There's just a P70 dish, which is a standard sort of lighting dish. And you can see the sort of glow that it's creating on the background. Very simple. And the idea is that I'm just going to create a little bit of separation on the model. So I'm going to get that glow emanating around her shoulders and just around her body a little bit, so that when we come to add the front lighting, she remains separated from the background. So let's take a look and just see if we can figure out that background light. So I'm just going to get my focus on Ophelia, which at the moment the camera is in manual focus. Oh no, it's not. It's just not focusing. Okay, now we've got a focus, okay? So I'm just going to take the shot. So we're just looking at the background light, okay? So there you can see that very subtle glow just emanating there behind. Ophelia's silhouetted, and this is good to know because we now know that my shutter speed is sufficient to cut out the ambient light that is here. So all of the other light that's around us is not having any effect on Ophelia at all. So I know that I'm controlling my light just with the studio lights. Now immediately I can see that background light is too dark, okay? So I'm going to dial it up a little bit. I'm going to take it up 2 stops, but I'm also going to tilt it downwards a little bit because I think once I've turned it up it's going to be shining up a little bit too high. So just putting it down a little bit of an angle. That's it, nice and simple, really straightforward. Just dialed it up 2 stops. I'm going to take another picture. Ophelia will remain silhouetted, or she should remain silhouetted. And we should see that background glow a little bit brighter. There we go. So again, really easy, nice and simple. Okay, so that's a good starting point. I think the background glow needs to graduate a little bit higher. So how do I do that? Well, I just move the light a little bit further back. So I pull the light back a little bit wider. I've moved it a little bit further back, so the law of physics tells us that we've lost some power. So let's just turn it up a little bit more. It's that simple. So we'll take another test shot. We'll see if that lighting is now doing what I want it to do at the back. Take a look at it. There we go. The glow is wider, it's bigger, it's a little bit too balanced to the left-hand side. So I just simply move it over to the right a little bit. And there we go. That's it. Okay, now I'm ready just to introduce my main key light, which is an Octabox 150. Now this is a very economic lighting modifier for Broncolor. It's a beautiful light to work with, gives a very big, large, homogeneous light source, and it's very lightweight, so it means you can actually use this outdoors on a pole, move it around, use it for location, portraiture and fashion work. So I'm just going to position this light in a beauty lighting position so that it's kind of just behind me. So Urs is kindly, let me turn that in that way, Urs, and then you can get it in a little bit closer. We can come in a little bit closer as well, please, Urs. That's it. And raise it up a fraction, please. Okay, and then let's get down a little bit, maybe. Angle down a bit, just a little bit lower, sorry.
That's working.
Eh?
It's hitting here.
Oh, is it? Can it go just down a little bit more? That's
like
it. Oh, yeah, that's good. Okay, so we'll put this light on now. And now, interestingly, we've got to climb up there to get that light on. But the new Cirrus lights actually have an app for your iPad or your iPhone that allow you to control the light and the light power all from one point from your phone. But we haven't got that on today. We can power 5 lights. Can it? Sorry? Oh, sorry, it's on power 5, right? So the app can power your lights, control your lights, and each one of them is color-coded as well, so you can see on your app which one you're controlling. But we haven't got that set up today. So Urs is kindly just making those adjustments for me. So now we have a second light. So we figured out our background light. I'm just going to get this light looking Ophelia and check what it does. Okay, so you can now see there's just that hint of light come in, so it's not powerful enough. We're at F11. Let's take it up a couple of stops. And again, no light meter, just guesswork. We're just going to make the decision based on what it looks like. Do you want to put the
how much do you want?
2 stops.
2 stops.
Do you want to put the...
So I can do this very precisely in tenths of an f-stop, or when I need a big, fast jump, I just do a twist and that's it. So you got 2 stops more like that. put
modeling lamp.
modeling light on.
Yeah.
There you go.
Great. Okay, so now we've dialed the light up 2 stops. Line it up on Ophelia, get my focus, take the shot. Let's look at the picture. Okay, color balance is a little bit off at the moment. Lighting is still a little bit dark. Let's take up half a stop, please, Urs. And I'm just going to adjust the color setting because it looks like it's a little bit out at the moment. That should bring it back to a little bit more neutral, hopefully. You just see on the settings. May have kept some color correction settings from before. No. Okay, so what I'm going to do is just check the background grey. I've got a grey background, so I'm just going to see if I can neutralise that off the grey. Take a reading with that, and that's actually made it even warmer. So I'm just going into my colour temperature settings, dial that down a little bit bluer. Okay, so we've taken the light up half a stop, and now I can see that the lighting under the chin is quite dark, and there's going to be a simple solution for that in a second, and that will be just adding a reflector in. So we've increased by half a stop, and I'm hoping that's adding, there we go. So now we've got a really beautiful triangle of light on the model's face. But it's not good enough, okay? It's not finished enough. Lovely light on the top of the headpiece and going onto the hair. Beautiful light, dark line down around the edge of the jaw, separated by that simple background light. Now we've only got 2 lights, one softbox and one standard reflector on the background light, giving us that glow. Now we can make that glow emanate up a little bit higher up the background if I simply just tilt that up a little bit. And if now Urs or Jessica could bring in the reflector, then we're just going to do a simple trick, the reflector, just to hold it in below, okay? Now we'll take care of it. Okay, so Jessica's got that. And these reflectors, very cheap, very economical. You could use just a piece of white card. You could use anything as a reflector, a bit of baking foil if you want to. So now this is going to illuminate Ophelia's face much more greatly, and it's going to change the shot very dramatically. So it should just lighten up. So if we compare the 2 shots, and you can see just this step-by-step change. So here you can see the stronger shadow under the jawline, and you can see that I also changed the background glow on the next shot. You see I raised the background glow to come up a little bit higher behind the model's shoulders to accentuate that headpiece behind her. But if we go backwards in the history and we look at the changes here, let's look how we built the shot up. So we built it up from a simple background light, too dark, made it brighter, adjusted the position, added the front light, got the front light to the correct exposure by just assessing it, and then added a reflector. So within no time at all, we've got ourselves to a really good beauty lighting setup with just 2 lights. And often the complaints, or a lot of the criticisms we hear in fashion and beauty photography, is that you have all this amazing equipment at your disposal to do these type of shots. But let's look at what we've got here. We've got a very economical softbox, and we've got a P70 reflector. And these items are just 2 lights and a reflector, and we've already got ourselves to a beautiful position with the light. So I'm just going to go in a little bit tighter on this one, just to get a tighter beauty shot on the eyes. That's it, lovely. And Ophelia's just keeping it all lovely and symmetrical for me. And we can see that lovely lighting in the eyes from the softbox, that lovely glow separating the background from our model, and achieved in a matter of 5 or 10 minutes. Okay, so I'm going to change it now slightly to a different setup where I'm going to introduce another light.